Good morning, friends. I wanted you to see my beautiful sunflowers that are blooming along the fence line. We have some others that Greg puts in a stand-up garden bed. But sunflowers open up towards the sun, and so those open up facing away from us, and they're so tall we can never see them. These are along the fence line, and they just opened up, and they're so beautiful. I told him next year when he plants them to plant a whole bunch along this fence line. We've got this long fence line, and he could put them all along here. So here's the other sunflowers I was telling you about. And they normally open up facing our neighbors. They've already opened up, most of them, and they're done. There's a few way up there. Anyway, I know it's been a while since I have shared anything. That is because I had to go back to work on June 23rd after my disability was up. I've been doing physical therapy. My shoulder is so much better. I'm feeling great. I'm able to do a lot more things with my arms. But it's not allowed me to have as much time with my nursery garden. Today feels wonderful. I'm out here. I got out here about 5:15, 5:30, started working. I've been a little disappointed. It's been so hot here. I've had some issues with some of my plants. They're struggling in this heat. So I ordered a shade cloth. It's supposed to come in tomorrow. And I'm going to put the shade cloth up out here. And then I found a place where I can get a bunch of free pallets. And so I'm going to put pallets down and take the tables down. So I'm going to rearrange this in the next few days or this weekend, whenever I get a chance, once I do the shade cloth. But a lot of my plants have really been struggling with the heat, the rains. But then I've had a lot of them that are just flourishing. These purple chase trees a while back were not doing well. I trimmed them all up, moved them to the shade for a while, and now they're doing great, and they're even starting to bloom. I don't know if you can see right there. These are doing great. I have some seeds that I had planted a while back. They're starting to come up. My blueberries, those are struggling. Not sure what's going on with those. I've done multiple things. Let's see. I've got my butterfly bush. One of them's blooming. It looks so pretty. That's the Pink Delight. That one's blooming. So I've got that I'm going to work on in the next couple of days, putting up the shade bush. I don't know if I showed you, Greg had a grapevine that we had out here, and it went all up this thing here, whatever it is, and it had died for some reason. We thought it was crazy. It just kind of died all of a sudden, and he told me to throw it out. Well, I cut everything back. I literally cut everything back except this one branch right here, and there was like this one little piece of green right here. This was last weekend. I came out and looked at it this morning, and look at this thing. It is crazy. All of this new growth has come up in the last week. Every bit of it. This is all new growth. I showed him this morning. He couldn't believe it. So I'm going to leave it, and we'll see what happens with that. So here's a bed. I don't know. I think I showed you this bed. I put this in a while back. This is another one. The hydrangea I put in, it was doing great. Now the leaves have fallen off, but then there's new growth on it, so that one's struggling. Don't know what's going on. Butterfly bushes are doing great. There's a bloom on that one. Weigelia doing okay. There's the 2 Weigelia. This was a blueberry bush that I actually transplanted from somewhere. I'm not sure if it's going to come back. And this blueberry bush I transplanted from somewhere. It's fine. That little thing, I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. That was just a bed I put in just to put plants to be able to make cuttings from. So we'll see what happens with those. Let me show you over here some plants that I have to, what did I say I was going to do? Oh yeah, move to bigger pots. Sorry, I have so much in my mind this morning that I have to do. Oh, okay, so with all the rain, one good thing, cucumbers have gone crazy. Okra has gone crazy. At least it started to grow. This is the garden I put in, golly, I think 2 months ago, really. And I told you I put it in from seeds. I wasn't sure how it was going to do because the seeds were old, but it's okay. It's fine. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's fine. They were old seeds. This was just an experiment. There's a pepper. The okra. It's looking good. This is the fertilizer that I use. I haven't put any in here since I planted everything, so I'm gonna throw some fertilizer in here. I've been trying to trail the cucumber vines up, so I'm gonna work on that a little bit this morning. So this plant right here, it keeps tipping over because it is top heavy. This is my old man prickly pear hairy cactus, and it's huge, so I have to work on putting this into a bigger pot or cutting it apart, or I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this. You can see there's some separations down there. I might separate it into multiple pots. I love this plant. I don't want to mess it up, but it keeps tipping over. There's that one, and there is this one here. And we had a storm here recently where it was real windy, and this one blew over too. So I've got to do something with that one too. And then the other thing I'm going to work on is this pot full of amaryllis. I'm going to separate these. I don't know if I'll get to those today or not, but those need to be done as well. And then one last thing I need to work on. Let's see, over here, I've got a bunch of cuttings that I took that are doing well, that I need to put in pots. So all of these are doing really well. They're getting big, and I need to put these in pots. All those amaryllis, I may just let them keep growing for a little bit. They're doing fine where they are. I made a new garden bed out front, and this was something that I pulled out of there. It obviously died. I'll cut all this off and see if it'll grow new once I cut all this off. It was the, what was it? The honeysuckle vine. It had taken root somewhere else, and I pulled it up to move it, but I didn't plant it quick enough, so it died. These are all cuttings that did real well, so I moved them to new pots. These are all bleeding hearts. They're doing really well. Okay, well, I will give you an update when I am done changing everything around, moving it all. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.